Welcome back. I'm Dr. Emily Thompson, and I've spent more than 30 years working with patients over 50 all across the United States. In all that time, I've realized something: we're not only searching for longevity, we're longing for days that are truly healthy days when we can rise each morning without fearing dizziness or sudden faintness. Have you ever felt that way? That moment when you stand up from a chair and the room spins. Your heart races, and you have to sit back down until everything settles. Watch until the end of this video. I'll reveal a special secret about this topic. A small thing that can change how you care for your heart for many years to come. And right now, before we begin, I have a small gift for you. I will give a special present to anyone who subscribes to the channel. The link to receive it is in the description below. Click that subscribe button so we can walk together on this journey of protecting your health, because you deserve every peaceful moment in life. One of my patients, Martha, 72 years old, once told me that what she feared most was having to get up in the middle of the night for a glass of water. "Doctor, I just want to walk through the living room. But sometimes my legs feel like they don't belong to me," she said with a soft laugh, though I could see the worry in her eyes. She is not alone. Many of us, especially after the age of 50, experience low blood pressure, silent but full of risk. I want you to imagine this: your circulatory system is like a river. When the river flows too weakly, the small branches, your body's organs, don't get enough water. That's when you feel dizzy, tired, sometimes even faint. But don't worry, because with a few simple changes, you can help that river grow strong again. Over the years, I've guided my patients towards small habits that make a big difference. They're not distant secrets, but very ordinary actions: the way you stand up in the morning, the way you sip each glass of water, the way you care for every meal. These seemingly small things can support your heart and brain, keeping your blood pressure steady like a gentle piece of music. Let's walk through each step together, from gentle movements to simple meals, to the special secret I'll share at the end of the video. I believe that when you truly understand your body, every breath, every heartbeat becomes a gift. And today, I want to give you that gift. Not only through medical advice, but through the experience and heart of someone who has witnessed countless stories of remarkable recovery. When it comes to maintaining stable blood pressure, many people immediately think of medications or complicated medical measures. But sometimes the answer starts with the plate right in front of us. I often tell my patients, and now I'm telling you, that protein is the building material for healthy blood. I still remember Walter, a 68-year-old patient who walked into my clinic looking tired and complaining that he always felt sluggish in the late afternoon. When I reviewed his diet, I realized his dinners were mainly white bread and thin soup, almost no protein at all. After just a few weeks of adding salmon, lean chicken, and sometimes a warm bowl of lentils, his face lit up with new energy. He said, "Doctor, I feel young again. No more lightheadedness every time I stand up." You see, protein not only strengthens muscles, but also maintains blood volume, something that directly affects blood pressure. When your blood volume is adequate, your heart doesn't have to work too hard to push each flow to the brain and other organs. And the wonderful thing is, we have endless choices: a fragrant piece of grilled salmon, lentils simmered with vegetables, or even a little Greek yogurt in the evening. I want you to picture yourself sitting down to a simple but nourishing meal. You take a sip of water. Breathe in the aroma of fresh greens and perfectly cooked lean meat. This is not just a meal, it's a gentle message to your heart: I'm taking care of you. So next time you go shopping, ask yourself, does my dinner tonight have enough protein? A small question, but the answer can make a big difference for your health and for every heartbeat. Perhaps you've experienced this moment. You're lying in bed. The alarm rings. You jump up quickly. And immediately, the whole room seems to spin. Your heart races, your vision darkens, and you have to grip the edge of the bed to keep from falling. I've heard many patients describe that feeling. And I always say, slow down. One autumn morning, Helen, 74 years old, came to my clinic with a faint bruise on her forehead. She said, I just wanted to get up to make coffee. But as soon as I left the bed, the world tilted. She had no idea it was orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure, when moving from lying down to standing too quickly. The solution sounds so simple that many people are surprised. Stand up slowly. Before leaving the bed, spend a few seconds stretching your body, gently rotating your ankles, bending your knees, then move into a sitting position. Take a deep breath. Wait until you feel balanced, and only then rise slowly to stand. For many of my patients, this small change has helped them avoid dangerous dizzy spells. I often recommend one more tip if you feel a bit lightheaded in the morning. Cross and stretch your legs a few times as if warming up your heart to pump blood evenly again. A pillow that slightly elevates your head can also support circulation through the night, so that in the morning you don't suffer a sudden shock. Imagine each morning as a slow melody. When you give your body a few moments to truly wake up, your blood has time to flow, and your heart will thank you with steady beats. This isn't just a habit. It's an act of self-love, something we need to cherish even more after the age of 50. There is a phrase I often remind my patients of: you can't improve what you don't measure. Blood pressure is no exception. We tend to rely on regular checkups. But the body doesn't follow a clinic schedule. It changes hour by hour, day by day, especially once you're past 50. I remember James, 67 years old, who came to see me with a small notebook in his hand. He had carefully recorded his blood pressure every morning and evening for 2 weeks. Thanks to those numbers, we discovered that his drops in blood pressure occurred only after lunch and late at night, something we never would have seen in a quick office reading. Because of that record, we adjusted his meals and the timing of his medication, helping him avoid those sudden dizzy spells. You don't need complicated medical equipment, just a simple electronic blood pressure monitor. Set it on the table. Measure every morning after waking and every night before bed. Write the numbers down or even use a phone app to store them. This not only gives your doctor a full picture of your health, it also helps you understand your body's own rhythm. Picture yourself at the breakfast table. Morning sunlight streaming through the window, slipping on the cuff and listening to the gentle beep of the machine. In just a few minutes, you've given yourself and your doctor a gift: accurate, timely information to protect your heart. Measuring your blood pressure at home isn't just a technical task. It's a conversation with your body, a message you send to yourself: I care and I'm listening. After 50, that kind of attention is the foundation of a peaceful, sustainable life. There's something few people consider: the temperature around you directly affects blood pressure. When it's cold, your blood vessels dilate to conserve heat, and that sudden change can pull your pressure even lower. I've witnessed this not only in the clinic, but in everyday stories. One winter morning in Minnesota, Ruth, age 70, told me she often felt dizzy when stepping outside to get the newspaper. Just a few minutes. Doctor, she said, but enough to make me grab the doorframe as the world spun. After listening, I suggested something very simple: add a warm scarf, wear thick socks, and keep the bedroom cozy through the night. A week later, she called with an update. It's amazing just keeping warm, and the dizzy spells have almost completely disappeared. Imagine this: outside the wind is cold, but inside you're wrapped in a soft coat. Hands around a steaming cup of tea, warmth spreading through your body. That's not only comfort, it's a protective shield for your blood pressure. Keeping warm doesn't have to be complicated. Wool socks for sleeping, a thicker blanket, or simply a light jacket when stepping onto the balcony at dawn. For anyone living in a cold climate, it's especially important. Even with air conditioning, don't let the room temperature drop too low. After 50, your body needs steadiness, not sudden shocks of cold. When you care for yourself with these small gestures, your body responds with calm. Your blood pressure, like a flowing river, keeps its harmonious rhythm whether it's a winter morning or a blazing summer noon. If the body is like a piece of music, then minerals are the deep notes that keep the melody from going off key. Among them, potassium and magnesium play a particularly important role in blood pressure. These two silent musicians help regulate heart rhythm, balance electrolytes, and keep blood vessels naturally flexible. I remember Samuel, 66, who loved sweets but rarely touched vegetables. When he came in complaining of prolonged dizziness, his tests showed both potassium and magnesium were low. We didn't rush to medication. We started with a new diet: a banana every morning, avocado and kale for lunch, and occasionally a handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds at dinner. Just a few weeks later, he called with excitement, "Doctor, I feel more energetic. No more unexplained dizzy spells." Think of adding these minerals like strengthening a riverbed so the current flows stronger. Everyday foods: ripe bananas, creamy avocados, a bowl of leafy greens sautéed with garlic, or a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds are simple ways to fortify your blood vessels. And this isn't just a nutrition story, it's about daily choices. Each time you reach for a bundle of greens or a bag of magnesium-rich seeds at the market, you're sending your heart a message: I care about you. Science shows that a diet rich in potassium and magnesium helps stabilize blood pressure, especially for those who often experience drops. So next time you shop, ask yourself, is my basket green enough? Do I have some seeds to snack on tonight? These small, repeated choices become a big gift for your health and longevity. There's a simple truth that's easy to forget. Most of our blood is water. When the body is dehydrated, blood volume decreases, and that's when pressure falls like a river running dry. I've seen this again and again in older patients. One summer afternoon, Patrick, age 70, came to see me looking worn out. He admitted that after a busy morning in the garden, he'd only had a single cup of coffee. His blood pressure was well below normal. We began a very simple habit: every hour he drank a small glass of water and added vegetable soup or caffeine-free herbal tea. Just a week later, he returned with a bright smile. "I don't feel dizzy anymore, doctor." Picture your body as a garden. If you don't water it regularly, the soil dries out and the plants wilt. Our bodies are the same. Aim for about 6 to 8 glasses of water or other healthy fluids each day. Plain water, mineral water, herbal tea, even a light broth. All of these help maintain the flow of plasma. One important note: limit coffee and alcohol. because both can dehydrate you quickly. And if your doctor has advised you to restrict fluids because of heart or kidney problems, talk with them before increasing your intake. Every time you pick up a glass of water, think of it as an act of self-love. Each small sip, no matter how simple, sends a message to your heart and blood vessels. I'm taking care of you. After 50, these small actions become the sturdy wall that keeps your blood pressure steady and your life more peaceful. This may seem like a tiny detail, but it can mean everything if you ever face an emergency. I still remember the story of Raymond, 73. One morning he was walking in the park when he suddenly felt dizzy and fainted. Fortunately, in his wallet he carried a medical card noting his history of low blood pressure and the medications he was taking. Thanks to that, the emergency team quickly understood the situation and provided the correct treatment within minutes. I want you to picture this: you're traveling, or simply taking a walk around the neighborhood. If a sudden drop in blood pressure occurs, you may not be clear-headed enough to explain your condition. A medical ID, whether it's a small card in your wallet or a bracelet engraved with your information, will speak for you. Just include your name, the condition, low blood pressure, any medications, and an emergency contact number. In fact, many of my patients once thought this was too fussy. But after hearing Raymond's story, they quickly changed their minds. Linda, 69, told me, "Now every time I go out, I feel so much more at ease. Just one little card feels like having a doctor by my side." Think of this as a gesture of love for yourself and your family. Sometimes the simplest information can be the key to saving a life in a critical moment. After 50. Being proactive is not just wisdom, it's a gift of safety and peace for the people you care about. One thing I always emphasize to patients over 50 is this: low blood pressure rarely appears alone. It's often a signal of deeper issues that the body is trying to warn you about. Thyroid disease, adrenal insufficiency, Addison's disease, or autonomic nervous system disorders can quietly pull your blood pressure down. I remember Caroline, 65, who came to the clinic with persistent dizzy spells. She assumed it was just lack of sleep, but tests revealed a thyroid problem. After proper treatment, her blood pressure returned to normal and the dizziness nearly disappeared. She once told me, "If I hadn't gone to the doctor, I would never have guessed my thyroid could affect my blood pressure." Imagine your body as a great orchestra. If one instrument plays off key, even a small horn, the entire symphony wavers. Regular checkups are like tuning each instrument, ensuring everything stays in harmony. Blood tests, endocrine evaluations, and autonomic nervous system assessments not only find the cause of low blood pressure, but also prevent other complications. So don't wait until symptoms become severe before seeing a doctor. Treat those annual checkups as a gift to yourself, a gift of peace of mind. After 50, listening to your body and detecting underlying conditions early is the wisest way to keep the river of life flowing strong and steady. Here is a piece of advice that may sound opposite to what you've always heard, but in certain cases, salt can actually be a companion for those with low blood pressure. Of course, I always stress only if your doctor agrees. I recall Henry, 71, who had followed a low-salt diet for years out of fear of high blood pressure. Yet his pressure often dropped to the point of dizziness. After a thorough evaluation, we agreed to add a moderate amount of salt to his meals. Within just a few weeks, he called with excitement, "Doctor, I can stand up without the world spinning anymore." Picture yourself preparing dinner with a few savory olives, a bit of smoked fish, or some soft cottage cheese. These nutrient-rich salty foods not only make the meal tastier, but also help your body retain the fluid it needs to keep blood pressure from dropping too low. However, I always remind people this isn't right for everyone, especially those with heart or kidney problems. So before adding salt to your diet, talk with your doctor. Every body tells a unique story, and the important thing is to understand that story before deciding. Sometimes just a pinch of salt permitted and carefully measured can be a simple act of care that helps your heart beat more steadily each day. If there's one habit I encourage every patient over 50 to practice daily, it's movement. Our bodies are designed to move, and the blood needs that motion to flow fully. I remember Sophia, 69, who came to the clinic feeling tired and lightheaded, especially on days she sat for hours by the window doing embroidery. After just 2 weeks of gentle 10-minute walks in the morning and afternoon, she returned with a bright smile. I feel so much clearer, and my legs aren't heavy anymore. 10 minutes a span you can find even on the busiest day made a huge difference. You can start with very small steps. Stand up every 30 minutes to stretch, walk around the living room, or set up a standing desk to change your posture while working. Some of my patients even place a small treadmill under their desk, listening to music while walking slowly. Even simple moves like gently rolling your ankles or flexing your knees help blood circulate better. Picture your body as a flowing stream. If the water stands still, algae grows thick. But when the current keeps moving, everything stays clear and vibrant. Regular movement does the same, keeping your blood pressure steady, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell. After 50, every step you take is more than just physical exercise. It's a quiet declaration, I am still living fully. And that gentle, steady movement becomes the rhythm that keeps your heart and blood pressure strong through the years. There is something that may seem trivial, but causes low blood pressure for many people standing still for too long. When you remain motionless, especially in a hot or crowded environment, blood tends to pool in your legs, reducing the amount returning to your heart and brain. I remember David, 72, telling me that every time he waited in line at the supermarket checkout, he felt his head spin and sweat break out. He thought it was just the stuffy air, but in reality, standing still too long was dropping his blood pressure to a dangerous level. I advised him, and now I advise you to keep your body awake with small movements. When you must stand, gently bend your knees, shift your weight from one foot to the other, or rise onto your toes a few times. These simple actions are enough to pump blood back to the heart, keeping your mind clear and your heartbeat steady. Picture yourself at an outdoor concert. Hundreds of people packed close together. Instead of standing stiffly, you move slightly, swaying to the music no one notices. But your body is grateful. Blood keeps circulating. Pressure stays steady. And you enjoy the night completely. After 50, every small action can make a big difference. Never underestimate the power of a few subtle movements. They are a quiet way to protect your heart and brain each day. When we talk about blood pressure, many people think only of medicine or diet. But breathing, the act we perform thousands of times a day, holds remarkable healing power. Slow, deep breaths, or a gentle yoga session, are simple gifts your body treasures after 50. I recall Elaine, 67, who came to my clinic feeling tense. Her blood pressure swung high and low, leaving her sleepless and anxious. I taught her the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. After just a few weeks, she returned with a calm smile. I not only feel my blood pressure is more stable, but my spirit feels lighter too. Imagine this early morning. You open the window to a soft breeze, place your hands on your belly, and take a slow, deep breath, feeling the cool air fill your lungs and spread through your body. Just a few minutes each day give your heart a chance to rest and your blood vessels to relax naturally. If you enjoy movement, a light yoga session with gentle stretches and relaxation also activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping keep your blood pressure from dropping too low. Science has shown that only 10 minutes of deep breathing or meditation each day can improve circulation, reduce stress, and help your body regulate blood pressure. Treat each breath like a slow melody, where every inhale and exhale is a quiet whisper, "I cherish this life." It's not just an exercise, it's a small daily ritual that brings peace and stability to your blood pressure, little by little, quietly and lastingly. There are things we cannot see for ourselves, and the heart is one of them. Low blood pressure can sometimes be just the tip of the iceberg, a signal from your cardiovascular system that it's time to listen more deeply. I remember Richard, 70, a man who loved to run but disliked going to the hospital. He believed that checking his blood pressure at home was enough. Then, during a routine checkup urged by his family, we discovered a heart valve problem that caused his blood pressure to drop regularly. Early treatment allowed him to keep jogging every morning without hidden danger. I advise all my patients over 50, and today, I advise you to treat your annual heart checkup as a gift, not a burden. It's a chance for your doctor to listen to your heartbeat, examine your circulation, adjust medications if needed, and catch silent changes early. Picture that appointment as an easy conversation where you and your doctor review the map of your health. It's more than numbers, it's questions about lifestyle, sleep, and diet, all of which directly affect blood pressure. After 50, every year is precious. A simple checkup can give you many more years of well-being. When you schedule and keep these visits, you are telling yourself, "I value every heartbeat, and I want it to stay with me as long as possible." One of the moments most likely to trigger a drop in blood pressure comes right after a big meal. I've met many patients who feel lightheaded after a heavy lunch, and there's a clear reason when you eat a large meal. Blood flows to your stomach to aid digestion, leaving the brain and heart temporarily short of supply. Margaret, 69, once told me, after dinner, "I just want to lie down because I feel so lightheaded." We tried something simple, splitting 3 large meals into 6 smaller ones, adding light snacks like fruit or yogurt, and within 2 weeks, her condition improved dramatically. Imagine this instead of one overloaded plate. You prepare modest portions, maybe a slice of whole grain bread with avocado for breakfast, a bowl of light soup for lunch, a handful of nuts and fruit for an afternoon snack. Your body will thank you for not demanding too much blood to your stomach all at once, and your blood pressure will stay steadier. I also remind patients to choose foods rich in fiber and slow to digest, like whole grains and vegetables, to keep blood sugar and blood pressure balanced. After 50, eating is no longer just about taste. It's a form of complete care, where each small meal nourishes the heart and keeps the river of life flowing smoothly and gently. Many people don't realize this. Sometimes the culprit behind low blood pressure is the very medication you take every day: diuretics, antidepressants, Even certain heart medicines all can have side effects that lower blood pressure. I remember Albert, 75, coming into my clinic looking puzzled. He said, "Doctor, I take my pills on time. I eat properly. And yet every time I stand up, the whole world spins." After reviewing his prescription, we discovered his diuretic dose was stronger than he currently needed. Just a small adjustment, and his dizzy spells almost completely disappeared. I want you to picture this. The medicine cabinet in your home is like a toolbox. Used correctly, every tool helps you stay well. But if a hammer is misused, it can hurt rather than repair. That's why you should bring a full list of everything you take, both prescriptions and supplements, to your doctor at every follow-up visit. Sometimes all it takes is switching one medication, lowering a dose, or changing the time you take it to bring your blood pressure back into balance. And most important of all, never change or stop a medication on your own just because of something you read online. Your body is unique, and decisions belong in an honest conversation with your doctor. After 50, every pill you take is more than a dose of medicine. It's a piece of the larger picture of your health. When you know how to review and adjust at the right time, you're repainting that picture with colors that are safe, bright, and lasting. And so we've walked together through 15 simple yet powerful ways to keep your blood pressure steady, from eating enough protein, to rising slowly in the morning, to gentle habits like deep breathing, staying warm, or reviewing your medications. Each step, no matter how small, is a message of love to your own body. Here is the special secret I promised at the beginning of this video. Perseverance is the most powerful medicine of all. No magic pill can replace the impact of repeating these small actions every day. When you drink enough water today, move lightly tomorrow, breathe deeply, and listen to your body each morning, that consistency is what truly nourishes your blood pressure and your heart. I have witnessed hundreds of patients, from Martha and James to friends your age, find stability simply by being patient with these gentle routines. They not only avoided sudden dizzy spells, but also discovered joy in the smallest moments a morning without lightheadedness, a peaceful walk without fear of fainting. So I'll leave you with a question to reflect on tomorrow. Which small habit will you choose to begin? Just one action, one decision, can open the door to a whole new journey of health and longevity. If today's sharing has touched you, click subscribe so we can continue this path together. And don't forget the special gift I've placed in the description, a small present carrying all my heartfelt wishes for you. Remember, true health doesn't come from miracles, but from every breath, every step, and every choice you patiently repeat each day.